maybe all close.
Nah, you stupid.
But yo, look, Puff is
Nah. You working with Pac?
Puff for 30 years.
You saw Big before he passed?
Yeah.
Bro, so you're close. And Jack, what were you saying?
And the documentary, there was insinuations of, that Diddy possibly had something to do with both Tupac and Biggie. And,
Who's telling the story, right? You can skew
People very close to the situation.
But you can create any narrative as a producer and as a director and as a storyteller. I can create a narrative. I could be like, you know what?
You have?
I could create a narrative.
Well,
I
we see it all the time on reality shows. Like, on reality shows, that's how they're creating. You write a narrative.
It doesn't mean it's true. It doesn't mean it's true. I can get interviews. I can do this. I can get footage. And I could make you think this about that person.
Nah, for sure, yeah.
And that doesn't necessarily mean it's true. So for me, I think, look, 50 and Puff have a long-term beef. It's personal.
People are saying 50's wrong for doing it, but 50's right for doing it. It's divided.
It's between him and Puff. And before it's between him and Puff, it's between both of them and God. Just the way Puff is down on his luck and 50's kicking a man when he's down.
God is going to...
If 50 ever luck turn up on 50, that you got to be careful what you put out. There's a karma to every action that you do.
So Marlon Wayans and 50 going back and forth on the Diddy doc. So I'm going to speak on it real quick. Personally... I don't like the fact that 50 did the doc. I understand it, to keep it a bean. I didn't like it. Because he wouldn't have did that to a brat, all right? He wouldn't have did that. He wouldn't have did a doc on Elvis and, some of them old timers, dealing with women when they was 16 and 15 years old and they was old ass men. Hugh Hefner, he did it to another dude, right? And he didn't do it from a good place neither. I won't watch the doc. And like I said before, I'm not mad at 50 for what he's doing because Diddy, got his butt broke in, allegedly by Brad, and then he started imposing his power on his own people. So I feel like he deserved it, but at the end of the day, 50 is, people think it's motivated by the Mace, the whole thing about Mace. He wanted to get Mace to G on it. Diddy made it difficult. Okay. But then it's really about the baby mama. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly the Asian baby mama he was dealing with, the rumor is, that she was she was paid to play. I don't know how true it was. Rumors she was paid to play. So he wifed the 304. Like I said before, Pookie is the biggest simp. Pookie is bigger simps than most beta male husbands. Pookie is simps. Them rappers and all them, they is the biggest simps, bro. Athletes, rappers, they the biggest simps, bro. They don't even have, like, the rappers that really got motion, they not paying women to fuck, man. Like, remember the baby was walking out of concert and the girl begged to, to give him some brain, bro, right on camera, bro. Like, dog, like, off the clout, they can just hit chicks. You know what I'm saying? Off the clout, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of these dudes procreating with prostitutes, hookers, strippers. They pulling shot girls out the fucking club and making them baby mamas and making them personalities. Pookie is the reason why, man. These Pookie rappers and these terrible ass, sorry ass athletes is the reason why a lot of these women got hopes to be a baddie. I'm telling you that right now. And allegedly 50 ain't no different. So he mad because Diddy was busting down his baby mama and little Bruce Leroy, I was fishing with Rick Ross. You know what I'm saying? He was mad about that. And like I said, most dudes go to war, it's behind some money or it's behind a woman. And his attack on Puff was because his baby mama went over there. Why you didn't pay your fucking baby mama to stay where the fuck she was at then? That's my thing. Why you didn't pay your baby mama? Why did she have to go run the Puff, revert back to allegedly of what she was pay to play? And what did Blueface say in that song? He said, I don't know why everybody want to be a pimp. The bitch gonna snitch in the end. And once again, it's just like that rapper Cash Out. All the women, in my opinion, was willing participants. And they flipped the script on them because of the feds. Right? Sound like she was a willing participant. You tried to turn the 304 into a housewife, and then now you got a vendetta against Diddy because of that. Same dude you was cool with, same dude that was on to take you shopping, same dude that gave you awards, same dude that y'all was mingling with and all that stuff. And what you fell out with is over your baby mama who was already in that industry. What you thought your money was gonna change her? You 50 Cent was gonna change her? Like, no, My mother told me that a long time ago. Woman is gonna revert back to whatever she was doing before she met you. That's what she gonna go back to doing. If you upgraded a woman's life and then she won in alimony, she won huge in the divorce, right? Eventually, all that money gonna be gone, and she gonna revert back to what she was doing before she met you. If she don't beg you to come back, that's what it is. So that's your mistake for marrying a woman that was on the blade, or procreating with a woman that was on the blade. And maybe he didn't know before he did it, and I'll give him that caveat. But yeah, doing the doc, I mean, so be it, man. You know, that's your rival and all that, but you never would have did that to Brad. You only impose your will on other black people. You know different than Diddy. You talk about the people that work on your set. You talk about other black people in the industry. The only person I seen him apologize to was Becky Madonna. You know, and then, everybody know how he really moving. He a rat. Only snitches move like this, bro. How he move, he come from the capital of rats, New York City. Come on now. So every way how he move and all the bitch tendencies that 50 got, bro, we all know he a rat. He a rat. You mad over your baby mama, bro. Move on. But like I said, Puff deserved it. Puff imposed his will on black people for years. How he did Black Rob, how he did Big, how he did everybody he worked with, man. A lot of them dudes weren't even really getting past 2 albums, bro. How he did Shine. How he spoke and yelled on people's records to take ownership of the records. And I want to see a doc with a bunch of people who was willing participants? No. You went back again. People are only brave when somebody's no longer around to defend themselves. Suge Knight, everybody had a Suge. I punked Suge Knight movie. I stood up to Suge Knight story. Everybody got a story now, but for the most part, Marlon speaking on, he just said karma, karma. And 50 like, oh, shut your mouth, boy. And like, shut up. If Brad would have said karma, 50 wouldn't have nothing to say back to a fucking Bradley Cooper, a fucking, whoever it was. He wouldn't have nothing to say back to a Brad. You know what I'm saying? Marlon just said, hey, man, karma's a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And it is. Over a bitch. That's the crazy thing about it. It's over a bitch. It really ain't got nothing to do with that Mason G Unit deal. It's over a bitch that was allegedly on the blade already, bro. You's a simp. A pimp, not a simp. Keep them dope fiends higher than the goodwill. Man, Pimp C rolling over in his grave. I believe his 18th anniversary was about a few days ago. He rolling over in his grave. But hey, man, hit the link in the description. Follow me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Amazon. Join the Patreon. I appreciate the love, support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. One time for the one time. Goodfella TV. Peace.